The massive alien ship drifted silently through the dark void of space, its crystal hull glowing with soft blue light. Inside the command center, Ambassador Velthari stood before a wall of flickering screens, each one showing red warning symbols that made his 6 eyes narrow with worry. "Show me the reports again," Velthari said to his assistant, a tall creature with gray skin and 3 arms. The screens changed, displaying images of small human ships moving between planets. But these were not ordinary ships. According to the sensors, they were using something that should not exist: quantum tunneling technology. Science advisor Krenmoth moved closer, his tentacles shaking as he read the data. "Ambassador, this is impossible. The humans are using the forbidden arts. The same technology that destroyed 3 entire civilizations thousands of years ago." Velthari remembered the old stories. Long ago, an ancient race called the Kethmo had discovered how to bend space and time itself. They could travel anywhere in the galaxy instantly. But they had been careless, too eager to use their new power. The result was catastrophic. Their entire star system had been consumed in a cascade of quantum fire that spread to neighboring worlds. "How many human ships are using this technology?" Velthari asked. "All of them, sir," came the reply from a junior officer. "Our scouts have detected hundreds of vessels. They appear to be using quantum tunneling for routine transportation between their worlds." The command center fell silent. Every alien in the room understood what this meant. If the humans continued using this dangerous technology without proper knowledge, they could accidentally tear holes in reality itself. The damage might spread beyond their small solar system and threaten the entire galaxy. Krenmith pulled up more data on his personal screen. "Ambassador, according to our intelligence, the humans have been using this technology for over 50 Earth years. They seem completely unaware of the danger." Velthari felt a chill run through his crystalline body. 50 years of casual use of the most dangerous force in the universe. It was a miracle that the humans had not already destroyed themselves and half the galaxy with them. "They call it something different," reported communications officers, her voice high with stress. "In their language, they refer to it as faster than light travel or wormhole generation. They treat it like a simple tool." "Simple tool." Krenmith's tentacles writhed in disbelief. "They think quantum tunneling is simple. Do they not understand they are playing with the fundamental forces of reality?" Velthari studied the images of human ships on the screen. They looked so small and fragile compared to the massive vessels of the Galactic Council. Yet these tiny creatures had somehow acquired technology that the wisest scientists in the galaxy feared to touch. "Sir," interrupted the communications officer, "we are receiving more reports from border worlds. Human exploration ships have been detected near the Rigel system in the Vega colonies. They are expanding their use of the forbidden technology." The ambassador's decision was immediate. "Send word to the High Council. Tell them we have a code black situation. An entire species has gained access to quantum tunneling technology and is using it without safety protocols." "What are your orders, sir?" asked Fleet Commander Thexanel, stepping forward. The warrior's armor gleamed under the command centers. "Lights. Assemble Diplomatic Fleet 7, Velthari commanded. All available ships. We must intercept the humans before they cause a galactic catastrophe." "Should we prepare for military action?" Thexanel asked. Velthari paused. The humans appeared to be a young species, probably unaware of what they had discovered. Perhaps they could be reasoned with, taught to abandon this dangerous path before it was too late. "Not yet," the ambassador decided. "First, we try diplomacy. We will explain to them the danger they pose to themselves and to all life in the galaxy. Perhaps they will listen to reason." Krenmoth looked doubtful. "And if they do not listen, then we will have no choice but to stop them by force." Velthari replied grimly. "The safety of the galaxy must come first." As the alien fleet began to assemble, preparing for the journey to human space, none of them realized they were about to make a terrible mistake. The humans had indeed mastered quantum tunneling technology, but unlike the ancient civilizations that had come before, they had also mastered something equally important: the wisdom to use it safely. The stage was set for a confrontation that would change both species forever. The aliens rushed toward Earth's solar system, convinced they were saving the galaxy from a cosmic threat. The humans continued their daily routines, unaware that an alien armada was approaching with the intention of stopping them from using technology they had perfected decades ago. In the cold darkness of space, two civilizations moved toward a meeting that neither truly understood. The aliens feared what the humans might do. The humans had no idea they were about to be accused of threatening the very fabric of reality itself. Captain Li Wujin sat in his comfortable chair on the bridge of the Prometheus, watching the stars drift past through the main window. It was a routine supply run from Earth to the Mars colonies, the kind of mission his crew had done hundreds of times before. The cargo hold was filled with medical supplies and fresh food that the colonists desperately needed. "Captain, we should reach Mars orbit in about 6 hours, reported Lieutenant Park So-young from the navigation station. Her fingers moved quickly across the control panel, checking their course one more time. "Good work, Park," Wujin replied, taking a sip of his coffee. "Make sure to send a message to Mars Control. Let them know we are on schedule." The bridge was quiet, except for the gentle hum of the ship's engines. Dr. Kim Minho, the science officer, was reading reports on his tablet, while Communications Officer Choi Sung-min monitored radio signals from nearby ships. It was a peaceful, ordinary day in space. Suddenly, alarms began ringing throughout the ship. Red lights flashed on every control panel. Park So-young looked up from her station with wide eyes. "Captain, I am detecting multiple large objects approaching our position. They just appeared out of nowhere." On screen, Wujin ordered, setting down his coffee cup. The main view screen flickered to life, and everyone on the bridge gasped. Enormous alien ships surrounded the Prometheus on all sides. The vessels were unlike anything they had ever seen, smooth crystalline holes that seemed to glow with their own inner light. Each ship was at least 10 times larger than their own vessel. "How many ships?" Wujin asked, trying to keep his voice calm. "I count 12, sir," Park replied, her hands shaking slightly as she worked the controls. "They appeared without warning. Our sensors did not detect them until they were already here." Dr. Kim Minho stood up from his chair, staring at the alien ships in amazement. "Captain, this is incredible. We are witnessing first contact with an alien civilization." Before Wujin could respond, the communications system crackled to life. A strange mechanical voice filled the bridge, speaking in heavily accented English. "Human vessel, this is Ambassador Velthari of the Galactic Council. You must power down your engines immediately and prepare to be boarded." The crew exchanged confused glances. Choi Sung-min adjusted his headset and replied, "This is Earth vessel Prometheus. We are on a peaceful supply mission. What is the nature of your concern?" There was a pause before the alien voice responded, and when it did, the tone was filled with urgency and fear. "You must cease using your reality-breaking technology at once. Your quantum tunneling drives are creating dangerous distortions in space-time. You are putting the entire galaxy at risk." Wujin frowned and looked at Dr. Kim Minho. "Quantum tunneling drives? What are they talking about?" Minho shook his head in confusion. "I have no idea, Captain. We are just using our standard faster-than-light drive system, the same technology we have had for the past 50 years. "Human vessel," the alien voice continued, growing more desperate. "Do you not understand the danger? Your ships are creating quantum cascades that could tear holes in the fabric of reality itself. Entire civilizations have been destroyed by this technology." Park So-young checked her instruments again. "Captain, all our systems are operating normally. I do not see any problems with our FTL drive." The alien ambassador spoke again, his words coming faster now. You speak of this technology as if it is normal, as if it is safe. Do you not know what you are doing? Do you not know that you could destroy everything? Wu Jin activated the communication system. Ambassador Felteri, I think there may be some misunderstanding. We are simply using our wormhole generation system for faster-than-light travel. This is standard technology for all human ships. Standard technology. The alien's voice rose in pitch. You treat the most dangerous force in the universe as standard technology. How many of your ships use this power? All of them, Minho answered honestly. Every ship that travels between planets uses FTL drives. It is the only way to cover the vast distances in space. There was a long silence from the alien fleet. When the ambassador spoke again, his voice was filled with horror. All of them. You have built your entire civilization on technology that has destroyed 3 ancient species. You use it without any understanding of the consequences. More alien voices could be heard in the background, speaking in their own language. The sounds were urgent and frightened. Finally, the ambassador addressed them again. Human vessel Prometheus, you will accompany our fleet to a safe distance from inhabited systems. There, we will explain to you the terrible danger you have unleashed upon the galaxy. If you refuse to cooperate, we will be forced to disable your ship. Wu Jin looked around at his crew. They were all staring back at him, waiting for orders. The alien ships had not made any hostile moves yet, but their size and number made resistance impossible. Ambassador Wu Jin said carefully, we mean no harm to anyone. We are willing to discuss this matter with you, but our colonies on Mars need these supplies. People will die if we do not deliver them. Better that a few should die than billions, came the cold reply. You will comply with our orders, or we will take action to protect the galaxy from your reckless use of forbidden technology. The Prometheus hung motionless in space, surrounded by alien warships, its crew struggling to understand how their routine supply mission had become a threat to galactic civilization. Deep inside the massive Galactic Council ship, historian Quinder worked frantically in the archives chamber. The room was filled with floating screens that showed thousands of years of galactic history. His forearms moved quickly across different control panels as he searched through old records and intercepted human communications. This cannot be right, he muttered to himself, his large eyes blinking rapidly as he read the data. The readings must be wrong, but the more he searched, the more disturbed he became. According to the intercepted human broadcasts and historical records, these strange creatures had been using quantum tunneling technology for over 50 Earth years. 50 years of casual use of the most feared power in the galaxy. Quinder activated his communication device to contact Ambassador Velthari, who was still negotiating with the human ship. Ambassador, you need to see this immediately. I am sending you the human historical data now. On the bridge of the flagship, Velthari received the information and began reading. His 6 eyes widened with each new piece of data. The humans had not recently discovered quantum tunneling technology. They had been using it to build their entire space-traveling civilization. Look at this, Science Advisor, Krenmith said, pointing to one of the screens. They have cargo ships, passenger vessels, exploration craft, military ships, all using the same forbidden technology. They treat it like we treat regular chemical rockets. The screen showed videos from human news broadcasts. Families boarding, passenger ships for vacation trips to Mars, workers loading supplies onto cargo vessels bound for Jupiter's moons, children watching spaceships take off from Earth, their faces filled with excitement rather than terror. They have no fear of it at all, Velthari whispered. They put their children on ships powered by quantum tunneling drives. Quindor's voice came through the communication system again. Ambassador, there is more. I found records of their first experiments with this technology. They began testing it in their early 21st century, but they did not start using it regularly until had conducted thousands of safety tests. Safety tests. Krenmith's tentacles twitched nervously. What kind of safety tests could possibly make the forbidden arts safe? More data appeared on the screens. Human scientists wearing white coats, working in laboratories, running computer simulations, and building small test models. The records showed decades of careful research before the first human ship ever used the technology for actual travel. They call it the Alcubierre drive in their early documents, Quindar reported. Later they renamed it wormhole generation technology. But Ambassador, the most disturbing part is this: they have created an entire industry around it. Millions of humans work in jobs related to this technology. Velthari felt a chill run through his crystalline body. Millions. How many ships do they have, based on their communication, traffic, and shipping records? I estimate they have over 10,000 vessels using quantum tunneling drives on a daily basis. Some are massive, cargo ships carrying supplies between planets. Others are small personal craft used for short trips within their solar system. The bridge fell silent. Every alien officer present understood the implications. If the humans were using this technology so widely, any mistake could create a cascade effect that would destroy not just their solar system, but potentially spread to neighboring regions of the galaxy. Fleet Commander Vexenal stepped forward, his armor clanking with each movement. Ambassador, we must act immediately. If even one of their ships suffers a quantum containment failure, the results could be catastrophic. Wait, Krenmith said, studying the data more carefully. Something is strange here. If the humans have been using this technology for 50 years, with thousands of ships, why has there not been a single quantum cascade event? The ancient Kethmori Empire lasted only 3 years before their first major accident. Quindor had been wondering the same thing. I have been searching their historical records for accidents, disasters, or any mention of problems with their FTL technology. But, Ambassador, I can find almost nothing. What do you mean, nothing? Velthari asked. They have had some engine failures that stranded ships in space, until rescue arrived. A few cases where ships came out of FTL in the wrong location. Some mechanical problems that required repairs. But I cannot find any record of quantum cascades, dimensional tears, or reality distortions. The alien officers looked at each other with confusion. The Kethmori had experienced dozens of major accidents in their short time using the technology. The second civilization to attempt it, the Vertani, had managed only 5 years before a quantum cascade consumed their home world. The third species had lasted barely 2 years. How is this possible? Dexenal demanded. Are the humans simply incredibly lucky? Or are their ships somehow different? I am still analyzing their technical specifications, Quindar replied. But from what I can see, they are definitely using quantum tunneling. The energy signatures match perfectly with the forbidden technology. Velthari made a decision. Send this information to the High Council immediately. Tell them we have a code black situation, but it may be more complex than we initially thought. What do you mean, sir? Asked Krenmoth. These humans are not accidentally using dangerous technology, Velthari explained slowly. They are deliberately using it, on a massive scale, with apparent safety. Either they are the luckiest species in galactic history, or they know something about quantum tunneling that we do not. The possibility was almost too frightening to consider. If the humans had somehow mastered the forbidden arts, they represented either the greatest threat or the greatest opportunity the galaxy had ever seen. The tension in space near Jupiter's largest moon grew stronger with each passing hour. More ships arrived from both sides, turning the area into a dangerous standoff. Fleet Admiral Yoon Ji-hai had brought 5 of Earth's most advanced warships after receiving Captain Li Wujin's emergency call. The human vessels looked like tiny insects compared to the massive alien fleet that surrounded them. Admiral, reported Commander Bang Min-soo from the bridge of the Sol Dawn, we now have 12 alien ships in formation around us. Their weapons are powered up, but they have not targeted us directly. Yoon-ji studied the alien vessels through the main view screen. She had spent 30 years in Earth's space navy, but nothing had prepared her for this moment. Any word from Earth Command? She asked. They are sending our best diplomats, but it will take them 6 hours to reach us, replied her communications officer. For now, we are on our own. Meanwhile, aboard the alien flagship, Ambassador Valtheri was growing more frustrated. The humans seemed completely unable to understand the danger they posed to the galaxy. War Commander Thexanel paced back and forth behind him, his heavy footsteps echoing through the command center. Ambassador, we have been talking to them for hours, Thex growled. They continue to claim their technology is safe. They mock our warnings with their ignorance. Patience, Valthari replied, though he was beginning to share his military advisor's concerns. Perhaps we can make them understand by showing them the consequences of their actions. The ambassador activated the holographic display system. Between the two fleets, massive three-dimensional images appeared in space, showing the destruction of ancient civilizations. The first image showed a beautiful planet with blue oceans and green continents, surrounded by a ring of space stations and ships. This was the homeworld of the Kethmori Empire, Valthari broadcast to the human fleet. Observe what happened when they lost control of quantum tunneling technology. The hologram changed, showing the same planet being consumed by a wave of crackling energy. The space stations twisted and melted like plastic in a fire. The planet's surface split open, revealing glowing cracks that spread across entire continents. Within minutes, everything was gone, leaving only empty space where a thriving civilization had existed. Aboard the Prometheus, Dr. Kim Min-ho watched the holographic display with his mouth open. Captain, are they saying that our FTL drives could do that? Captain Lee Woo-jin shook his head in disbelief. It has to be a different technology. We have been using FTL drives for 50 years without any problems like that. The alien hologram continued, showing the destruction of 2 more civilizations. Billions of lives snuffed out in cascading dimensional collapses. Entire star systems consumed by quantum fire that spread from planet to planet like a deadly infection. 3 great civilizations destroyed by the technology you use every day. Valthari's voice echoed across space. Do you now understand why we must stop you? Admiral Yoon-ji activated her own communication system. Ambassador Valthari, we appreciate your concern, but I believe there is a misunderstanding. Dr. Oh-haijin, our chief physicist, would like to demonstrate our technology for you. Dr. Oh-haijin was aboard the science vessel Busan Explorer, which had arrived with the Admiral's fleet. She was a small woman with gray hair and sharp eyes, known throughout Earth's scientific community for her work on FTL drive improvements. Ambassador. Dr. Oh's voice was calm and professional. With your permission, I would like to activate our FTL drive in diagnostic mode. This will allow you to observe exactly how our technology works. Absolutely not, War Commander Thexanel interrupted. We will not allow you to create quantum distortions so close to our ships. But Valthari was curious. Very well, human scientist. But if your demonstration threatens our safety, we will destroy your vessel immediately. Dr. O began the process, carefully, explaining each step as she worked. First, we create a stable space-time bubble around our ship using precisely controlled gravitational fields. Then we generate a small artificial wormhole between our current position and our destination. A shimmering portal appeared in space near the Busan Explorer. It was small, only large enough for the science ship to pass through, and it glowed with soft blue light. The alien sensors immediately began analyzing the phenomenon. Now watch carefully, Dr. O continued. We enter the wormhole at exactly the right angle and speed, following pre-calculated safety protocols that prevent dimensional instabilities. The science ship slipped through the portal and emerged safely on the other side, several thousand kilometers away. The wormhole collapsed gently behind it, leaving no trace of disturbance in space-time. But instead of being reassured, the aliens became even more terrified. On the flagship's bridge, Science Advisor Krenmoth was studying his readings with growing alarm. "Ambassador, they are using pure quantum tunneling technology," he reported, his voice trembling. "The energy signatures are identical to those used by the ancient civilizations, but somehow, they are controlling it with precision we have never seen before." Vexenol slammed his armored fist on the command console. "They demonstrate their ability to tear holes in reality as if it is a simple trick. They show no fear, no respect for the forces they are manipulating." Admiral Vexenol broadcast to the human fleet. "Your casual use of forbidden technology proves that you are either incredibly arrogant or dangerously insane. Either way, you cannot be allowed to continue threatening the galaxy." The alien fleet began moving into attack formation on the human ships. Alarms sounded as weapon systems locked onto their hulls. Dr. O'Hygen stared at her instruments in confusion, unable to understand why her peaceful demonstration had made the situation worse instead of better. The misunderstanding had reached its breaking point, and both sides prepared for a battle that neither truly wanted to fight. The space between Jupiter and its moons had become a powder keg, ready to explode. Alien warships charged their weapons while human vessels prepared their defenses. War seemed inevitable, until Dr. O'Hygen made a desperate decision that would change everything. "Wait," she broadcast on all frequencies, her voice cutting through the tension. "Ambassador Viltari, I request direct technical communication with your science team. Please, before anyone gets hurt, let us compare our technologies properly." Admiral Yoon Ji-hai looked worried. "Dr. O, they think we are threatening the galaxy. Sharing our technical data might make things worse." "Admiral, with respect, things cannot get much worse," Dr. O replied. "They are about to attack us because they think our FTL drives are the same technology that destroyed their ancient civilizations. The only way to prevent a war is to show them the truth." On the alien flagship, Velthari was torn between his military advisor's demands for action and his own curiosity about human technology. Finally, his scientific nature won. "Dr. O'Hygen, I will allow direct communication between you and our quantum specialist, researcher Mithvalen, but any sign of deception will result in immediate attack." Within minutes, both scientists were sharing technical data through specially protected communication channels. Dr. O transmitted detailed schematics of human FTL drives, while Mithvalen shared historical records of the ancient civilization's technology. Dr. O studied the alien data with growing amazement. "Researcher Mithvalen, I can see why your people feared this technology. The ancient Kethmori were using raw quantum tunneling with no safety controls at all." "What do you mean by safety controls?" Mithvalen's translated voice carried genuine curiosity. "Look at our drive design," Dr. O explained, highlighting sections of the human schematics. "We never create a direct quantum tunnel. Instead, we use multiple layers of protection. First, we generate a stable gravitational bubble around our ship using carefully controlled antimatter reactions." Mithvalen examined the human designs with his advanced sensors. "Fascinating. You create a protective shell before attempting quantum manipulation." "Exactly," Dr. O continued. "Then we use quantum field generators to create what we call a controlled space-time fold. It is not a raw tunnel through reality, but a carefully shaped bubble that moves through higher dimensions while keeping our ship isolated from direct quantum effects." The alien scientist was quiet for several minutes as he analyzed the data. When he spoke again, his voice was filled with wonder. "Dr. O, according to these calculations, your ship never directly contacts the quantum foam. You travel through a completely separate dimensional pocket." "That is correct," Dr. O confirmed. "And we have multiple emergency systems. If any part of the drive shows instability, Automatic safeguards immediately collapse the wormhole and return the ship to normal space. On the flagship's bridge, Velthari listened to the conversation between the scientists. Science advisor Krenmuth was studying the human technical data with growing excitement. Ambassador Krenmuth said, his tentacles quivering with amazement, "The humans have solved the quantum stability paradox. They have found a way to use quantum tunneling technology without directly exposing themselves to dimensional instabilities." "But how is that possible?" Velthari asked. "Our greatest scientists have worked on this problem for thousands of years." Myth's voice came through the communication system. "Ambassador, I believe I understand. The ancient civilizations, including our own ancestors, saw quantum tunneling as unlimited power to be seized. They tried to harness the raw energy of reality itself. But the humans approached it differently." "How so?" asked War Commander Thexanol, who had been listening to the conversation. Dr. O answered the question. "We saw quantum tunneling as extremely dangerous from the very beginning. Our first scientists spent decades developing safety protocols before they ever attempted to build a working drive. We were terrified of the technology, so we built multiple layers of protection." "You were afraid," Velthari said slowly. "So, you made it safe." "Yes," Dr. O replied. "Every human FTL drive has 17 different safety systems. If even one system detects a problem, the entire drive shuts down immediately. We would rather be stranded in space than risk creating the kind of disasters you showed us." Myth Valen transmitted more analysis to the flagship. "Ambassador, their approach is brilliant. Instead of trying to control quantum tunneling directly, they isolated themselves from it completely. They traveled through quantum space without ever touching it. The revelations spread through the alien fleet like wildfire. These humans had not only discovered the most dangerous technology in the galaxy, they had made it safer than conventional space travel. The very caution that the aliens had mistaken for ignorance was actually humanity's greatest achievement." "Dr. O," Velthari said, his voice now filled with respect instead of fear. "How many human scientists understand this technology?" "Thousands," Dr. O replied. "Every FTL engineer must complete at least 8 years of safety training. We have entire universities dedicated to studying quantum stability." Admiral Yoon Ji-hai watched as the alien weapons powered down. The massive ships began moving back to a respectful distance. War Commander Vexenol's voice came across the communication channels, though he sounded reluctant to admit his mistake. "Human fleet, the Galactic Council apologizes for our hostile actions. We did not understand the true nature of your technology." Velthari's final transmission carried a tone of deep admiration. "Admiral Yoon, I am authorized to extend an invitation for humanity to join the Galactic Council. Not as students who need to be taught, but as teachers who can share wisdom that our civilization desperately needs." Captain Li Wu-jin smiled as he prepared to send word back to Earth. Humanity's greatest strength had always been knowing when to be careful, and that caution had just earned them a place among the stars.